Moving on to the next lecture, a history of HR. How did HR develop as a function? Was there a moment in time when the profession was born? Should HR have a birthday? In the United States, the evolution of the human resources function dates back to the early 20th century as more businesses moved from farms to factories. Frederick Taylor, an American mechanical engineer, wanted to improve the levels of efficiency in manufacturing jobs. He published The Principles of Scientific Management in 1911. He concentrated on one of the principal assets of manufacturing, that of the worker or employee, and more importantly, the authority of supervisors in managing the work of an employee. Thus, Taylor was considered the father of modern management. Around the same time, Henry Ford introduced the concept of mass production. The landscape of manufacturing was changing a great deal. In the 1920s, researchers began to investigate factors affecting employee productivity. The Hathorne studies conducted at Western Electric from 1924 to 1933 helped to give rise to the human relations movement, focusing on such issues as job satisfaction and effective leadership. These results demonstrated a clear connection between employee satisfaction and productivity. By 1935, U.S. President Theodore Roosevelt signed the National Labor Relations Act, also called the Wagner Act, which gave employees the right to self-organize, to form, join, and assist labor organizations, to bargain collectively through representatives of their own choosing. Once employees earned the right to unionize, a new position was developed, that of an industrial relations professional. Over the next several decades, the relationship between employee and employer changed dramatically. With productivity goals, union management, and additional laws, including the Fair Labor Standards Act, which established the 40-hour work week, and a national minimum wage, the foundation for today's HR management responsibilities was being set. Following the end of World War II, the personnel administrator position was established in many workplaces. In 1948, the Society of Human Resources Management was founded as the American Society of Personnel Administration. In the 1960s, compliance became a major concern of many businesses. The personnel administrator completed requirements, managed processes, and worked closely with supervisors to ensure the organization was compliant with legislation. Many would relate these actions as that of being a police officer in the workplace. As responsibilities continued to grow and organizations began to recognize employees as assets, personnel administration evolved into the function of human resources management. The American Society of Personnel Administration changed its name to the Society of Human Resources Management in 1998. HR managers have become generalists who handle multiple disciplines. And you'll learn more about this in the next section. Today, the visibility and importance of HR as a function continues to grow. More and more businesses are establishing senior-level positions reporting directly to its chief executive officer with strategic responsibilities. To summarize, changes in the HR function have been stimulated by the ever-evolving external business environment. The role of human resources grew over the 20th century from being focused on labor relations to that of personnel administration to finally what we know as human resources management today.